This is the adjourned hearing with regard to Cornerstone Community versus Brian Platte, case 24-2887. Parties here.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Stephen DeLuca on behalf of Cornerstone.
Okay.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Anthony Green appearing on behalf of Brian Platte.
And good afternoon, Your Honor. Leroy Asher appearing on behalf of non-parties, Marie Duke, Julia Duke, and Albert Duke. And Marie and Julia, I believe, are also here in the courtroom or in the Zoom courtroom this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Hey, folks, tell me what we're doing.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Your Honor, this is Attorney Anthony Green. I did file a motion to transfer the case to the circuit court on the basis that the amount of the arrearage, according to our calculations, is $44,000. However, I will say this, Your Honor, that the plaintiff has never indicated an amount owed under the land contract, and the judgment doesn't even indicate an amount, which is required to do by law under the forfeiture statute. So I think it needs to be resolved. I talked to the Duke's attorney, Mr. Asher. He also indicates there are a great number of irregularities regarding this case. I mean, he did indicate that the complaint initially wanted to resolve issues on one parcel, but the judgment actually mentions more than one parcel. And I guess Mr. Asher can be more specific about that. But there are several issues that have to be resolved here other than just the amount.
But the amount actually seems to control, doesn't it?
It does, Your Honor. You're absolutely correct, sir. Your Honor.
So if the amount is in excess of the jurisdictional amount for the court, anything that I would do would basically be null and voidable. So I guess when hold on for just a second.
I'm sorry.
I have a gentleman in court that's waving his arm.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. What is it?
Those are a lot of the whole total was like 50,000. I can't remember, but when I went into the hospital, I crashed 2 times, had 2 heart attacks in a row, and set up. For one thing, they were supposed to take from my one bank.
Can I stop you for just a second?
Yeah,
because one of the things that you just said is very important. You said that there's about $50,000.
I don't know that. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Green.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Money that is in excess of what the court's jurisdiction is, that affects my ability to have power over the case, and that amount is in the $20,000 range. And even if I accept what it is that you just said as being true, that means that I can't actually hear the case. It has to go to circuit court.
Even though I already paid $47,000, according to the other guy when he went over.
Your Honor, I represent Mr. Platte. Mr. Platte, I'm going to instruct you, sir, not to say another word, sir.
Okay.
I'm your attorney. I'm instructing you not to say anything, so you let me handle it for you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So what I'm prepared to do is to go forward and sign for the order to transfer this to the Ingham County Circuit Court, unless I hear something different from the other parties.
Your Honor, I would, on behalf of Cornerstone, I would submit to the court. First, there's no motion before the court to transfer this case to the circuit court, and I would prefer to have at least some notice that this is what the court's inclined to do, so that if Cornerstone is going to remain in this case, that we have an opportunity to at least brief the issue or file a response to this. This is a brand new issue as far as I'm concerned. Hold
on for just a second, because remember, the amount of controversy is jurisdictional in nature. It's always an issue.
I understand, Your Honor, but I just want to remind the court that the judge has already ruled in this case. A judgment was entered, and the judgment stands and it's valid. What the Mr. Platte is trying to do is either set aside that judgment or modify that judgment. So I would submit to the court that Mr. Platty's motion shouldn't be granted, first because it's totally untimely. That motion should have been filed within 10 days of the date of the judgment. It wasn't filed for months later. So I don't think the court even needs to consider it at this point.
So let me repeat myself at the risk of being redundant. Jurisdiction is always a question. Always. It goes to the very essence of whether the court can hear the case. For whatever the controversy is.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, Your Honor, but our complaint didn't allege. I guess I don't. I think I would argue the court does. There's not even a question of jurisdiction here because the court entered a valid judgment and it did not contain any damages or any numerical figure in it.
Yeah, it did not, Your Honor, and that's part of the reason why the judgment should be set aside. Every forfeiture proceeding should be based upon an amount of an arrearage. If it was not, then the judgment itself is not proper. My initial motion indicated that. So there are issues that should be resolved in the circuit court, specifically, as Your Honor indicated, the amount in controversy.
So I am going to grant the motion to allow for the case to be transferred to the circuit court based on the fact that the court is without jurisdiction to entertain it because there's been a plausible argument raised that the amount in controversy exceeds the court's jurisdictional amount. Now, if you guys decide that you want to try and do something short of going to circuit court after this, that's up to you. You may be able to work something out. But at this juncture, I'm going to sign that order, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I did file a motion, by the way, Your Honor. I filed it today. A motion to transfer. Opposing counsel should have received it through the e-filing system.
Cornerstone did not receive the motion. I wasn't aware of the motion.
Yeah, I filed it through the e-filing system. If you look at the emails, you should have received it.
I don't think I did, but I'll double check.
Yeah, let's cut the chatter because I got other cases here, okay? So I'm going to sign the order. And you guys, if you can get it all worked out, that would be fabulous. And if you can't, there's a forum for the grievances to be heard, okay?
Your Honor, I understand that, but Cornerstone's going to have. We did not receive the motion or any notice or any chance to it. We also have a motion for substitution of parties. Is the court going to rule on Cornerstone's motion for substitution of parties?
Mr. DeLuca, I don't think so because I believe, again, that the court is without jurisdiction to entertain this matter.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah, and if counsel looks at his email, he'll see that I'm looking at it right now. The motion was filed today.
So we don't really need to entertain that, Mr. Green, okay?
Oh, I understand, Your Honor. Thank you.
Would you send me an order for this matter to be transferred to the circuit court?
I shall, Your Honor. I shall.
Okay.
Thank you.
And that's going to conclude things for today. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate your time, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry for Elton.
You're fine.
I was dead when that happened. I died and twice. That's what's the problem.
Well, we're glad to see you alive.
Yeah, me too.